All right, good morning. Here's what I went ahead and did, and this is going to be a process that will help you see your work along the way. It'll help you reflect on the progress you make between each day in the assignment and what you're turning in. Okay, I do want you to turn in something every day showing you what your progress is, but we also want to have this along as a document that I can easily open up and take a look at each step and visually see side by side without having to go back into earlier assignments. I can look at just your work and how you progress through the project, as well as you being able to reflect on it in the same way. So I've created this file in Google Slides, and what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I titled it, created a monochrome print because that is that's the tutorial I'm following on this one, how to create a portrait with one color in Adobe Illustrator. And if you remember, another word for one color is monochrome from the Latin mono meaning one and chroma meaning color. So making a monochrome print, now you'll end up with something like that, but you can also just work black and white. Now, this as a vector drawing is different from the original photograph in that it's vectors, but it looks more painterly. It has more of a drawn and naturalistic quality to it. So what we're going to be working with here is actually doesn't matter what we're working with there. What we're working with right here is kind of the cataloging. Okay, so I wanted to show you the process and how we go ahead and do this. So I created my title page, and on this first page I logged day one, and you can put in the date. That's probably a better thing to do, but mine's just kind of a generic time because I can re-show this. Okay, so day one, and then I wrote in what I worked with. So I located the stock image I wanted to work with in Unsplash. So I can actually bring this over into Illustrator and give you an idea of what I got going on here. Maybe. There we go. So I located the image in Unsplash, and I basically started the work on it following through the steps in the process. Okay, so I'm starting out somewhere around there. It's definitely got a lot of work to do, but that's after spending some time between figuring out stuff. But anyway, what I wrote here is I selected an image with a good range of light and dark represented. I chose a black and white image because it was easier to see the value relationships, but I did consider going with a color image and converting it to black and white, as well as using the posterize effect as we did in the last project, so that it would make a little more of the light dark differences easier to see. I opted to go straight from the photo, even though it's going to be a little bit more challenging. And then I decided to spend some time trying to figure out between her technique that she presents and the way I'm used to doing vector portraits, what was going to come up with the best results, considering where I want to end up with the project. Basically, I know following her technique means that things are going to fall into place a little bit more in each step. All right, so what I want to do here next is then get a screenshot of this page. Now, because of the way that I'm doing the recording, I don't know my screenshot's going to work correctly, so this is going to be kind of a trial here. But I just press the print screen button, and hopefully that is going to allow me to paste in my print screen, and it did not. Okay, so I'm going to have to pause the video and come back with an exam with my actual print screen, so that I can show you how this is going to, what the next step here is going to be. Okay, so like I said, I got my print screen done, so I took the shot, and now I don't need to see that much of it. I don't need to see my toolbars and my layers panel and all that. So I want to be able to edit it down in the screen. So what you can do is if you double click on your image here in Google Slides, come on, there we go. You'll see these little black arrows appear there, and that is going to allow you to adjust the frame. Okay, so first I want to make the frame come over just my main image, because I don't need all that extra stuff in the background. Okay, so I'm just going to make it frame my artboard, and I click off of that, and it's framing the artboard, and then I can resize, and it will resize that. And now I clicked off of it so that it didn't continue trying to just change the size of the image there. It would just like resize what I wanted. So I cropped it. That's what I did there. I cropped the image. All right, so I've got a start of my skin base going on here. Definitely have much more work to do to this, but the main thing I wanted to show you was how we log these. So then you would continue on with day 2. So I chose this one as my format. You may find there's a better one that you like or some other way to do it, but 1 column plus text. It should have a good amount of information in terms of what you did that day. I'm giving you 5-6 minutes to write. So it's basically just kind of dump the information out there. Just think about what you did that day. Okay. All right. That should cover it.